Hey guys, it's Adrian with Mommy Means Business, and guess what? I'm in my car again. I need to rename this channel the Mommy Car Chronicles. Mommy Car Chronicles. Because I'm always in my car, like most of my videos. Anyways, today we are talking about tips and tricks to do a bucket list for the fall season for super busy mamas like I know all of you are. I've got my pumpkin spice chai latte and I am ready. Here we go. Oh my. Okay, that pumpkin spice chai latte is like rocking my world right now. It is so good because they put cold foam in it. Oh, so a bucket list. Now, a lot of people think about bucket list as like this things that you want to do before you die, really. I know it's kind of morbid, but it really is. It's things you want to do after you retire, things that you want to make sure that you do in your lifetime. And I really didn't think about, a bucket list by season until about a year ago, watching a couple of other YouTubers. They kept talking about their seasonal bucket list. And I'm like, what is this? And so basically what it is a list of things that you either want to accomplish or you want to do, or you want to enjoy during a specific season. And so I did one for summer. It went really well. I was so excited. I could not wait to do one for fall. If you're a busy mom like me, you may be thinking, I do not have time for another list, but let me tell you, you're going to want to have this list. Okay. A lot of times as moms, we get into a season and we want to do all these things and we have all these grand ideas and we've pinned all the things on Pinterest. But then when it actually comes to executing it, we get to the end of the season and we're like, yeah, so I didn't really do anything that I set out to do for this season. You either promised your kids or you promised yourself, and it just becomes way more overwhelming than it's actually meant to be. Okay, so one thing that the summer bucket list did for me is that it forced me to be intentional and sit down and think about all of those things and kind of brain dump all of those things that you're like, oh, it's almost summer. I can't wait to go do fill in the blank. Okay, so anytime you have that thought, just write it down. And then when you're creating your bucket list, you pour all of that into your bucket list. And then, hey, guess what? It's right in front of you anytime you want to go plan something or do something with your family or for yourself. Okay, the other thing that a bucket list allows you to do is to plan your fun. So if you don't follow Jordan Paige or funcheaporfree.com, I will link her YouTube channel in the description box below. But she's actually where I got this from. It was a whole concept of planning your fun. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't even plan the non-fun things. Like my schedule is already so packed, but it makes total sense. Like, if you don't plan your fun like you plan your doctor's appointments or your work meetings or your kids' sporting events, you blink and the season's over and you didn't do anything that you had set out to do to enjoy yourself in that season, right? Life was meant to enjoy. We all need work-life balance. So why could we not plan our fun like we plan all of our other day-to-day life activities? The quickest way to fail at a bucket list and feel it the exact same way that you're feeling right now at the end of the season is to not set yourself up for success. So how do I do this? What do I mean? I'm going to talk about it a little bit and give you some examples from my bucket list. My bucket list here. And so I do this in my bullet journal. You can find a little bit of a snippet of bullet journaling in one of my morning routines. I'll find it and link it. I've not done a full bullet journaling video yet, but I do like to draw. So you can see that I've put a lot of time into just making this happy because fall is happy for me. Okay, so setting yourself up for success. So you don't want to put all these grandiose ideas on here or things that take a lot of time, things that cost a lot of money if you're on a budget. You want to make sure that the things you're putting on your bucket list are real life achievable for you in the season of life that you're in. Okay, so here's a way that I kind of cheat the system. So I So the last 2 years, I'm not going to say every year, but the last 2 years, I promised my daughter we would go apple picking. That's kind of like the kickoff to our fall season. I bake a bunch of homemade apple desserts. This year I did apple bread, and I made homemade apple butter that would last us all season. But I know that's something that we're going to do. Now, we did it like 3 weeks earlier this year than we normally do. But it's still one of my fall bucket list items because, again, it kind of kicks off the fall season for me. So guess what? I made this fall list yesterday. We went apple picking last Saturday. Guess what's on here? Yep. You got it, sister. Apple picking. Check. Already did it. Okay, so I had all the fall feels, all the apple picking, all of the amazing fall desserts, and when I wrote this down, I already knew that I had done it. So, as long as it gives you all the fall vibes, even if you've already done it, write it down, sister, because then you can go and you can check it off. I did it. Look, and then when you go back at the end of the month or the season, you're like, oh my gosh, look at all of these fall activities that we did, even if it wasn't in that so-called fall date range. You know, again, I'm drinking a pumpkin cold brew. I'm just telling you, I wish this was smell-o-vision. It has all of the cardamom and the pumpkin pie spice and the nutmeg and the clove and the pumpkin. Oh my gosh, my life's complete right now. I just want you to know that. I'm just all in fall vibe, even though it's literally 101 degrees outside. Okay, anyways, back to the list. Set yourself up for success. So, another way to do this is put things in there that you know you do every year, okay? So while the bucket list, you want to have ideas in there that you're like, man, I wish we would have done that. I saw Shelly do that the last season, and I really wanted to do that, but I didn't have time. Put things on there like that, but you also want to put things on there that you do every year. So things like that for our family. Visit a pumpkin patch. Okay, we know 100% without a shadow of a doubt, we are going to go to a pumpkin patch for Halloween. Okay, it's a tradition. We go every single year. Even last year, we went. So I know that that's something that I can feel really confident that I can write down and that I know I'll be able to do. Can you read that one? Drink a pumpkin coffee. Heyo! Pumpkin spice chai latte. I'm just going to check off 2 and 3 when I get home because I just did another one. Listen, even if you drink it at home, like, I know that I'm going to buy pumpkin creamer for this, like, the whole next 3 months. So drinking a pumpkin coffee does not have to be from Starbucks. It can literally be, I put some pumpkin creamer in my coffee and it was a pumpkin coffee. Carve pumpkins. Okay, so we're going to go to the pumpkin patch, right? That's its own separate activity. Now, what are we going to do with those pumpkins that we do every year? We're going to carve them. We're going to roast some pumpkin seeds. My husband does that. I don't have anything else about the pumpkin. But, another thing that we always do at the pumpkin patch, we take a hayride, okay? So I've got a separate item of taking a hayride. Because it's separate, right? You have different feelings when you walk into the pumpkin patch and you're looking at all the pumpkins and you're picking out that perfect pumpkin versus taking the hayride. And you get the picture of your kids and on the hayride and you snap your little family photo. You get all the fall feels with that as well. So, again, set yourself up for success. Now, the other part of that is making sure that you do things that you had FOMO for, and I know I hate that word FOMO, but it's real life. So you had FOMO for the season before, or you saw this brand new thing opening, and you wanted to make sure that you were able to do that, okay? So for us, I always see people with their fire pits on, and I'm so jealous because we had a wood fire pit. We just redid our back patio, video insert right now. We just redid and extended our patio and bought a brand new natural gas fire pit. So I'm looking very forward to enjoying that, whether it's roasting s'mores. I have that on here. I have drink a coffee, or a cocktail by our fire pit. Okay, so it's really simple. It's, again, something that I'm probably going to do anyways, but the intentionality of it is to go sit outside, enjoy the crisp autumn air, and enjoy the fire pit. Okay, because I think a lot of times we're just like, well, I'll do that tomorrow, or I don't want to go outside, it's too cold. If you have it on your list and you're holding yourself accountable and you want to make sure that you are, doing all the fun things and you're experiencing that season to the fullest, I think you're more apt to read this list and you're like, oh, it says I gotta go outside. Okay, I'm gonna go outside and I'm enjoy it. You will thank yourself once you start checking these things off and you're enjoying your fun activities that you have scheduled. Another thing that I want to point out, okay, if you're on a budget, which we are now on a very tight budget because, hey, listen, we're building a business. So when you do that, there's a common misconception that business owners are like rolling in $100 bills. That is not true. It is like pennies, and it's only what I can find under the seat of my car. So I want to be very clear that your bucket list does not have to mean you spend a lot of money. Now, even though we're on a budget, my husband and I agreed, like, our kids are going to get pumpkins for Halloween. They're going to get Halloween costumes. Like, I don't care what I have to do to get that. We're not to that point. But what I'm trying to say is that not everything on this list has to cost money. You can do the things at home instead of going somewhere. So just tweak your items so that they, again, make sense for the season that you're in and the other so a good example. One of the items on my list is to buy a new fall candle, which I kind of have already done. But guess who has really good fall candles? Dollar Tree. They're $1. Now the throw is not as good, so you're not going to get as quality of a smell that carries throughout your house as well, but it'll do the job to check it off your bucket list. Just put it in your office where you sit all day. Dollar General also has really great candles. They have a really good throw, and they're $5 to $6. They've got some really cool ones out for fall. That's probably where I'm going to go to get mine. I did pick up a pumpkin spice waffle candle from Dollar Tree when I was there last, and it does smell really, really good. So again, I wanted to buy a new fall candle. That's part of my tradition. I want my house smelling like fall. I knew I was on a really tight budget, so I bought one from Dollar Tree. So you can adjust it to wherever you are in your season. The last tip that I have is make this fun. Okay, it's all about scheduling fun. I'm a list junkie. I love lists. I love checking them off. It makes me feel super productive. I love it. So for me, doing a list like this and being able to check it off and have a list when I'm scheduling out our weeks to pull activities from was just kind of really easy for me. But I wanted to get all the vibes. So that's why I did the little pumpkin, and I got the little stickers. I drew a pumpkin spice latte. I drew welcome fall. And then on the back of this, I have a little gnome that I drew. He's holding his pumpkin spice latte, and it's pumpkin spice and everything nice. So I just challenge you to really have fun with this. I'll show you guys my summer one too. I'll do a pan of my summer one. It gets you in the mood. It gets you in the spirit, even if it's not quite there yet. And honestly, it just makes me really happy every time I look at this, and it's throwing up fall all over me. So I love it. So have fun with it. Challenge yourself to think of new and creative ideas. You can go on Pinterest and search bullet journaling bucket list and get so many ideas for each season. And I will pan over my entire list so you guys can see what our family's going to be doing this fall. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for fall to get here. I hope that you guys have found this helpful. I hope you've got some ideas kind of stirring in your mind about what you can put on your fall bucket list. I will probably either share my winter/Christmas bucket list on Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram, I will put my handle in the description box. Make sure to follow me over there. If you like this video, make sure and give it a big thumbs up. I am so thankful that you're here. Also, if you're not subscribed, make sure and hit that subscribe button, have all your bell notifications on so you know every time I post. I post all the busy mom things that come with that. We are also building a brand new business, so if any of that sounds interesting to you, make sure again and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.